Hello and welcome back to the La Project with me, your host Han Royani, and my co-host.
What's up, BJ?
All right, so
I'm
yes, after a week
Brief hiatus.
Yeah.
What's that? Thank you, Pejabat Agama Islam Selangor. Thank you.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
We also have a recurring guest today. Please welcome
Second
back
time
to
on
the
the show?
Yeah,
Let's go.
please welcome back Izaldin.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes. There's a lot of important things that are happening in the world right now, like the US and Venezuela are, I don't know, there's something going on there.
They've been blowing up Venezuelan boats.
There's genocide going on in the world, but we're gonna talk about important stuff right now.
Take it away, my man.
Have you guys been to any sauna recently?
No.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, so crazy news came out from Malaysia last week.
to start it off.
Yeah, just straight into it. Recently, authorities conducted a large-scale raid on a men-only wellness center in Kuala Lumpur and Penang. Reportedly, around 201 men were arrested, including civil servants, teenager, senior citizens, and non-Malaysian patrons. So, the wellness center included gym, sauna, spa, pool, and rest areas, but was allegedly used for sexual activities. So some of the items seized included condoms, lubricants, and explicit material. Phones were also confiscated. So there were some wild pictures and video that have came out of this raid. Have you guys seen?
Yeah.
I saw a few.
The guy with the red spot on the towel.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
I
a
mean,
little bit.
it was, but it was also stupid because according to you, they had lube there. So why are you using lube?
Maybe they
No?
used lube, but maybe it was like his first time. I don't know.
Maybe
Oh my
they're
God.
looper.
Yeah, but basically, there's a lot of debate going on in social media right now.
Amongst the netizens?
Yeah, amongst the netizens.
Right.
Because
So what are the common folk saying?
the civil rights group and activists they raised some questions. They argued that
LGBT rights and all that shit.
like certain raids may represent a growing pattern of like selective
targeting.
selective
Targeting the gays. Faggots.
Targeting the LGBTQ communities. So the raids have raised fears of stigma, public outing, and possibly driving vulnerable communities further underground away from health or support services. And what's wild is that there were a few government employees in this.
Let's be accurate about this, and more than a few, my friend.
Yeah. There's more than a few. Exactly.
More than a few.
So, this raises the question. I mean, like, sure, the homosexuality is technically illegal in Malaysia, but, we have a community of them over here. So,
we do.
this raises their safety concerns, because, like, now they don't really have any other place to go to. They don't have like a safe space for them, to just, live their lives and stuff. So it's quite at the same time, the conservative groups are like saying, this shouldn't be allowed, and, they can just do it at their own homes and stuff. So what do you guys think about this?
Me personally, do we know how long the spa has been in operation? Do we know?
I'm not actually sure.
If I were to guess, the spa, the building where it's at, probably has been operating under various different names. Same services, but various different names for, I don't know, probably last at least a decade or so.
Right.
And then they probably just change operators and all that, but the services that they provide are basically the same.
No, and I'm just trying to connect some dots here.
All right.
So it would be fair to say they have been operating the whole year.
At the very least.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
And then the raid happened, late November?
Yeah.
Last week.
Last week.
Smells
29th November.
KPI to me. No?
Fair point.
I don't know. That's just what I think. Because it
That's a fair
happens,
point.
no?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Just
Or
smells like-
someone forgot to put a little Christmas present under the tree.
Maybe. Allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
these are just
Allegedly.
assumptions.
Allegedly.
These are not
Allegedly.
facts. But
I'm not
me
saying what Christmas present and under whose tree, but
Yeah.
you
Because
know.
me personally, like my opinion is that every year we hear this.
Yeah.
And it's always either it's usually hujung tahun
Or middle of the year.
or middle of
Yeah,
the year.
yeah.
Right.
KPI time.
Right. And
Yeah.
then if we were to simplify it, like even in like there would be times where there would be a lot of summons going on the roads and more leniency on different parts of the year.
Right.
It just screams trying to like sampai KPI to me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
That's a fair
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
That's a really fair point.
But you know, like the people that were there, the 201 individuals, they were eventually released because none of them claimed that they were the victims. So you know, the police authorities were saying that you know what they were trying.
For sodomy,
Yeah.
there has to be a victim that
Yeah. So
that presses charges and all that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I feel that, like you said, like it's the KPI, you know, for the officials. But at the same time, I feel pity also for these people.
I don't.
because- You know.
I don't. Not a single drop of pity. Empathy now. You know why? Because the straight massage parlors also get raided. So it becomes bigger news. Yes. More sensational when the gay massage parlors are raided, and you know you get clips and videos and photos of these guys in their towels and all that. You know, a lot of them middle age. You know,
Yeah.
some of them even purportedly, allegedly have families with kids of their own
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess like it's sad lah. It's sad that, I mean, if you look at it like from a human perspective, it's sad that these people cannot do whatever they want, and they're not actually disturbing anyone else. You know, but at the same time, the other side of me feels like maybe it's not such a bad thing that they don't allow this kind of thing to happen on a massive scale, at least. You know, like, I mean, 200 people getting caught.
Yeah.
That's a big visual.
Yeah.
It's a big visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? And for a officially Muslim country and all that.
You know, just a few months ago, we were talking about the same issue, but it was in Indonesia. Do you remember?
Yep.
Yeah, and that was also
In
like
the town of Bogor.
yes,
called.
that's
Yeah.
right. Also, hundreds of people were
Correct.
and then I remember at that point we were like laughing at them,
Yep.
and now
Well, I was laughing with the guy with the red spot.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I was laughing. Yeah, I was laughing throughout the whole thing. Like, it's hilarious. I mean,
the picture is like funny.
It all is. It all is though. Like, I mean, if I were to go to a straight massage parlor and got caught with a towel, with just a towel around my waist, kind of deserve it, dude. I kind of deserve it. I'm sorry, you know. Like, if I'm dumb enough to get caught, then it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I just feel that way.
Do you know how? What do you guys think? Like, do you think like such rates would influence like the public health, and especially amongst the marginalized people? Now they are more of a target. You think so?
Ooh, you want to take that one?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's kind of tough because, like, you know the preconception of where HIV
Yeah.
spreads the most. You know, after the drug addicts. You know,
Right.
It's them, the LGBTQ community. So specifically the gay community. So
Yeah.
I know. While you could say, like, I mean, yeah, you can say that it's a positive for public health and all that, but I doubt 200 people make a difference, make a drop in the bucket in that sense.
That's
you know?
true. That's
You know?
true. Yeah.
One of the things that I love about Malaysia is that we are a diverse country, you
Yeah.
know, and it's a diverse society. And how should we balance being a diverse society? How do we balance like moral and religious values, the rule of law and also the rights to privacy? Because I feel like for these people, it's like a breach of privacy. Like a lot of their names are now outed to the public, and probably they are receiving like threats or death threats and stuff. So how do we balance that in a multi-diverse country like Malaysia?
Sounded to me like you were just describing 2020 COVID MCO.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah, like, if you don't get vaccinated, then people start pointing you out. And same, same. So, like, people are going to find whatever issue is that they can pick a side on, and then they demonize the other side.
Yep.
It's always going to be how it is. Like, dude, gays are not all bad though. No, let's be clear about that. Like, gay people, like, especially with this whole Sauna thing coming out, like they were like school teachers from
yeah. Like government, civil servants.
yeah, and even like there was one pegawai type B diplomat.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? Yeah, a diplomatic officer. So I don't know, man. Like, these people, I'm pretty sure if we got to know all of them or most of them on an individual level, they're fine. They're absolutely fine people that if they were gay or not, it wouldn't manifest itself throughout, in their daily conversations or interactions. So I don't know, man. I don't see a problem. Like,
You don't see a problem with the raid.
I don't see a problem with letting gay people exist.
Okay.
Like, there are other bigger problems to deal with.
Right.
And pinpointing who's gay and who's not, I think it just seems a bit futile at this point.
Yeah.
People are gonna be gay. Like, the whole pray the gay away, they don't work no more, though. Maybe it did in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 50s.
Ever worked.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't think it ever
Yeah.
worked. And then it's a questionable thing as well, because it's just a lifestyle, man. Like,
Yeah.
if you take a step back and really look into it, if you were to find a problem with a person, it's probably not because they're gay. You know what I mean? Like, it's people are people.
Yeah.
Right? That, whether they're straight or not or whatever else, it doesn't really matter. It's what it's apa tu? Your upbringing and stuff like that. That's
Correct.
what determines what, like, character.
Correct.
Character is more important, kan? And I think trying to stifle a lifestyle on the basis of religious kind of, like, religion punya laws or anything, I feel like there are more things that happens in this country that kind of goes against the so-called official religion.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Right.
Like, just say, for example, right? Within hukum, dosa memfitnah
Yep.
lebih besar dari dosa membunuh.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
More
Absolutely right
fitnah
there.
happens in this country than murders.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's so
why,
true.
Yeah. And why don't we stifle that?
Yeah.
If we are so into the menegakkan keagamaan,
Yeah.
why don't we try and stifle
That's a
that?
very good point.
Yeah, so, and then there are more things and more pressing things, if anything, more things that are affecting daily lives that needs attention rather than this. But this, like you said just now, this is a point of contention. This brings drama. This brings attention. And then bringing back to the early point, it's the end of the year. Everyone needs to eat,
Yep.
right? And then so it all comes together, and it just screams, it's probably planned. They probably planned someone there.
Yeah.
They knew it was going to happen. I mean, 200
They probably
people.
knew the existence of the place for a
Yeah,
for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long
I'm
time.
sure.
For a long time. And they were happy to let the place exist.
As long as they kept paying.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. These are not facts. We
Yeah.
don't know.
We don't know.
But what we know is patterns do not lie. Right? And then this is a recurring pattern in this country. And then for me personally, when I read that news, that's all that came to my mind, is that there are bigger issues.
Yeah.
This is a non-issue, if anything. People are just trying to wind down.
Yeah.
It's a non-issue.
Yep. Agreed.
But yeah, the others. If you look at it from another perspective, the word of the law, the letter of the law says, it is not accepted practice.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's justified, but I do understand why that perspective persists, because there is a part of the country that are very persistent with that point of view.
Yeah.
So it really is a slippery slope.
Yep.
Truly, really. But honestly, there are way bigger problems, bro.
Yep.
I feel like this is a clear case of like discrimination, and I
Yes.
feel like for the LGBTQ community, it's like it raises their fear, especially, and it also like affects their mental health and like, community cohesion as well as their access to services. Because like when you're outed as like a gay person in Malaysia, it's almost like the end of the world for you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, you are being targeted. So it's not easy. As being that community in Malaysia.
Agreed. However, I think a bit of nuance has to be injected here, which is that while we can say all that we've said about the authorities and how they have become very heavy-handed when it came to this issue, I think that on the flip side of it, the gay community, or maybe it's unfair to say the gay community, but at the very least, the people that were involved, that were raided, maybe they lack the necessary awareness, in order to be like, look, this is Malaysia, the law is like this, maybe we should find a better way around the law. For example, about 15 years ago, there was a prominent, let's say, person in Malaysia. I'm not going to say what this prominent person position was.
Okay.
But he was a prominent person, and he had sons and daughters and whatnot.
Right.
And one of his sons enjoyed partaking in orgies. Straight orgies.
Right.
Straight orgies.
Okay.
He wasn't gay. Straight orgies.
Okay.
But in order to partake in his orgies, what he would do was him and his friends would charter a boat out of Port Klang, go out to international waters, have the orgy, and then come back.
Okay.
There's technically not breaking any laws because you're in international waters. There's no Sharia law in international waters. Yada, yada, yada. However, I understand that kind of situation is not something that everyone...
Yeah, not everyone can
every
afford that.
gay
Yeah,
can
yeah,
afford that.
yeah.
Right. So, yes. However, what I'm trying to say is that the spirit of that is that maybe there could have been a little room for nuance, at least from these people who have been more like, maybe there's a different way to practice or in a more secluded and private fashion. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't discrimination by the authorities. Very well could have been. It looks like it was. However, I do not absolve the other side of all the blame either.
I understand.
Like you have, it's a when in Rome kind of thing, When in Rome.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Betul.
So what can that community do? Like now they are much more limited. Now they have limited access to places that they can go to. Like you said, not everyone can afford that kind
True,
of
but
thing.
I mean, it's better than living in other majority Muslim countries. Like if these people were in Russia or Chechnya, how would that be?
True.
Fair enough.
Like in Chechnya, they're executed, dude. Like no talking. Like you're proven gay, you're executed. End of story.
Fair
You know?
enough.
So, like I said, a bit of nuance. Like yes, when things like this happen, it looks heavy-handed, but it could be a lot worse as well for them.
True.
Yeah.
And also, like you mentioned, that there are a lot of bigger issues that are happening
Exactly.
in Malaysia right now. So now we're gonna move on to
go.
our next topic.
Oh,
So
thank God. The last thing the gay community needs is advice from 3 straight men.
exactly. Yeah, enough about that. Yeah. All right. So I saw your
Allegedly
finger.
straight.
Allegedly
Allegedly straight.
Yeah. So I saw your finger, Izaldin.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
someone voted.
I am not mixed race.
So recently, last week on the 29th of November, we just had the Sabah election. And basically, the Sabah election was held to contest. There were 73 seats that were contested. And the incumbent coalition that remains in power are currently GRS. Gabungan Rakyat Sabah. But they have a reduced seat count. So GRS won 29 seats, whereas the opposition, Warisan, they got 25 seats, which is not that
That's
that
a
far
very
off.
small majority.
Yeah. And also for the first time, a PAS candidate also won
In Sabah.
in Sabah.
What?
Yeah. And DAP they contested for 8 seats, lost all of them.
DAP.
DAP.
In Sabah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Does that mean Sabahans are racist?
I think we all are. No,
Just-
I don't. That's a point of contention. But that I'd like to not discuss. but in terms of the, like you said, first time a pass candidate winning a seat,
That's right.
Dato' Ali Akbar. For me personally, technically he contested under the banner of Perikatan Nasional. Yeah. So like he found a loophole kind of thing. Because if I'm honest, one of the, I think when he was bila dia dilantik as Adun dilantik in 2020, I want to say, or 22, a lot of people like were majority of Sabah was just pissed because they're like, this is the first time we're letting a past member into our cabinet, into our Dewan, and then this is unacceptable, blah blah blah. And then he's been, from then on, he's been gaining political mileage. Because like when I heard he won, I myself was very, very surprised. But just considering the feedback that I've been getting, I've been checking with like people from that kawasan. I think that constituency, I think he contested, was it Darao or Karambunai? I can't remember. I think Karambunai. So like I have a few friends who vote in his
Beautiful
constituency.
place, Karambunai.
Yes, it is. Beautiful beach and pantai. So
Same thing.
so basically, when I heard he won, I checked with a few friends who vote in his constituency, and some of them were like, "Oh no, dude actually does the work."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
refreshing.
Yeah, and it's very refreshing. And then, unlike other members of the group that he's part of, that I will not say the name, he is not as evangelical.
Right.
May I say?
Right.
You know,
That's
like,
great.
Yeah, I think maybe partly he is, but then he does the work as well.
Right.
So
I mean, if you're past, you have to be somewhat evangelical, no?
Right, that's
like
a
you have to have
prerequisite.
a bit of that.
yeah, that's
you
a
know?
prerequisite,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Like
Preaching is part of it.
Yeah. And so, it's a very mixed kind of feedback that he's
Right,
getting, and I'm kind of very interested to see how he goes about this,
Right.
truly, because it's. I mean, we're breaking new grounds here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know that sentiment is shared nationally as well. Like a lot of
What do you
people are saying they would consider voting for PAS or Perikatan in the general election.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, because
Especially the Malays, dude. The Malays
Yeah.
are Malays, like the Malays. They're quite pissed with the current government. They're not happy with it, especially with Anwar and all that. You know,
Right.
the progressive Malays are different. Progressive Malays, like, especially us in the urban
Yeah,
areas,
yeah.
we're more amenable to this.
there's more support for
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I think.
yeah. But when you go out to like the pedalaman,
The conservative
areas,
states.
the more conservative leaning areas, it's a
They're
different
not-
deal. Like there's a reason PAS won all over the northern states. You know,
But you know, going back to the candidate that won for PAS, you know, because PAS has never won in Sabah,
Sabah.
right?
Never.
So does this mean that, do you think that Sabahans are more generally inclined to vote for a person rather than the party itself? Or do you think they just go for the party?
I think you're reaching too far into the argument. I think the argument is that Sabahans are becoming way more politically educated. I think that is what's happening.
I have to disagree.
You think so?
I disagree
You disagree?
wholeheartedly.
Coming from a
Okay.
Sabahan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause,
Please.
but
expand.
if you want to finish your point first.
no. Please expand.
Because why I disagree is because the biggest thing with me for this election is
Right.
political education.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I feel like there's not enough.
Okay.
Kerana truly, I think the sentiment truly since 2020,
Right.
no, 2022 is the lesser between two evils.
Right.
It's not so much as this brings me this, that brings me that.
Right.
Which one do I want more? No, it's still I don't want that face. I don't want that face.
Right.
I don't want that guy. That guy did this to me.
Right.
And stuff like that. And then I'm not saying this for everyone in Sabah.
But it's still the prevailing sentiment.
It's the prevailing sentiment.
Right.
Because it's still racial bias, man. Like it.
Okay.
I mean, racial bias is still a big part of campaigning, if you hear
Yeah, of
some
course.
of the
Unfortunately,
stuff
yes.
they
Of course.
talk about during campaigning,
Yep.
it is beyond heinous.
Yeah.
And it's again just throwing fitna around.
Yeah.
And then apparently that's okay. They don't get raided. And for me personally, a lot of it is. Am I gonna say it? I am gonna say it. It's basically if you get paid, you vote. That's all. And I think among all, and I know it, I believe it happens everywhere, but I know it's one of the biggest problems in Sabahan politics is that the one that pays the most probably you'll get the vote.
Right.
That's it. It's not so much as what can you bring me, what can you
Right.
not bring me. But if you look at it from another perspective, it's because way back when people be like, hey, we just want water, we want we want the roads to work, and we want
The
electricity.
standards were low to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they come in with, okay, I can't give you water, but I can give you Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? So the what they want has never been met for years on end. Yeah.
Right.
And then like going back to political education, right? The biggest sentiment of this election was tolak parti Semenanjung. That was
Right.
the biggest sentiment.
Okay.
Tolak
Okay.
parti Semenanjung.
Okay,
But
interesting.
most Sabahans isi minyak still cucuk IC. See what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I
So,
understand.
so what exactly are you
Yeah.
nak tolak? You know what I mean? And then to me, I'm not questioning like the apa? I'm not questioning like the intention or whatever.
Right.
It just screams political education.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're not informing yourself
Right.
of what is and isn't.
You see, Kelantan
Mm-hmm.
has a very, very similar sentiment as well.
Sure, yeah.
Over the years, which is that BN politicians, Barisan Nasional politicians, have always come in around election time, tried to campaign, dump huge amounts of money into Kelantan,
Yep.
but the Kelantanese still vote and still vote for PAS. You know, it's like give us all the beras and the minyak masak you want, but my vote is secret, and when the results come out, you're gonna know who won. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so I guess it's something similar to that as well.
Yeah, and actually, and then if you look at the campaigning, and then this is a point I just want to bring up because it's just disgusting. The campaigning with all the flags and all the polls with the faces and everything. We live in the age of internet.
Yeah.
We don't need that anymore. It's just at this point, it's just litter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Probably kawasan pedalaman that might still
Okay.
work. That might still work because the idea is to have your face there
Yeah.
so that people remember your face or your logo or your nombor calon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the three things you want people to remember,
Correct.
right? That's why you have your face like everywhere. But then urban areas, bro, we live in the age of internet. God forbid we
Yeah.
benefit from information technology again.
Yep.
You know, and then but going from that argument to like just the results of it. And then do you see the correlation? Like, is it really worth it?
Right.
Really, you're pasting your face all the way. You're not getting your deposit back, bro.
Right.
Yeah, and then so I'm not just saying the voters are not well educated in political knowledge, but even the ones who are
The politicians
involved
themselves? Yeah.
in politics are not well versed in what they do. Because the thing is, and this happens every election, right? We all knew 2025 was going to be state election year, right? January, then they start scrambling,
Right.
checking what this, that. Okay, what about those who cerun, okay tak, jalan apa? Like,
Suddenly basketball court start popping up
start
somewhere.
popping-
Futsal
blah,
court
blah,
start
right?
popping up. Yeah.
Here's the thing, bro.
Yeah.
If you just spend the 5 years you're in office just doing
Yep.
what you need to do, you don't have to spend that much on campaigning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just common sense to me.
Yeah.
And then like with Sabah, the issues, the three main issues, jalan raya. So the road access
Yeah.
is just crazy. Air and electricity.
Right.
These three are the big ones, right? Let's not go into the social ones. Just these three, just asas.
Yeah.
Okay, asas, right?
The basics.
If within the years that you are in office, just take one issue. We don't expect you to solve everything,
Yep.
right? If one were to expect you to solve everything, that's still idiotic.
Yeah.
But if you just focus on one, right? Just focus on one.
Make progress on one.
Make progress on one. Don't even have to solve it. Make progress on one. I promise you.
People are willing to give you another
another chance.
Yeah.
And then you can go on and on and on.
Yep.
And then like at this point, I'm convinced that the Pen Borneo Highway, kalau siap, tu tanda hari kiamat. I'm beyond convinced.
Okay, so does that mean that like Sabahans in general, they like Sabahan politicians, are they like out of touch with what the Sabahans
I think
actually?
it's just Sabahan politicians, dude.
Or is it like there's something more sinister?
No,
behind
I
it?
think it's all the politicians. They don't know how to adapt themselves to essentially the 21st century of campaigning.
Okay, here's my question. Do you think like Sabahan politicians with the the money that they have right now, do you think they don't feel the same concerns for what the typical Sabahans would feel like? For like you mentioned, the three most common like basic things. It's like the road, the water, and the electricity. And it's been going on for like
But
decades.
they don't deal with
like,
that issue, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're talking about the politician class,
Yeah.
they don't deal with that
They
issue.
don't deal with that.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because they have the electricity, they have the running water, and they have the roads.
But also, we're going into the route of political education. We have to understand there are companies and there are extensions of the government that deal with these things, right? It doesn't come from the menteri itself. Like Jalan Raya is not fixed by Menteri Kerja Raya.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
a lot. It's a lot.
It's
And-
subcon. Yeah.
And that is the main problem.
Yeah.
Truly,
The bureaucracy.
that is the main problem.
Yeah.
The bureaucracy of it all. And unfortunately, at this point in time in Sabah, that is known as basic knowledge.
Yeah.
I believe some don't even know that is not the right practice.
Right.
The bureaucracy is the problem. Some look at it as, no, this is the way of life. We have to do it.
But unfortunately, bureaucracy is part and parcel of democracy.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Unfortunately. So that is the biggest problem of democracy that has yet to be solved. And
Even the ones who came up with democracy
Yeah.
couldn't solve it.
couldn't solve it. Yeah, that's right. That's why people like George Washington, you know, they wanted to keep government small, delete the bureaucracy.
Right.
So the government doesn't grow. The bigger the government gets, the bigger the bureaucracy gets. That's all it is. Yeah.
Okay, there's one issue that I want to talk about the Sabah elections because there were some controversies regarding the Sabah elections. Allegedly, the Election Commission of Malaysia itself reported there were 603 election offences during the campaign.
Oh, that's quite a lot for
yeah.
one campaigning season, right?
Yes, including police reports. Some the anti-corruption agencies have started doing investigations, and they found that allegedly there were 603 election offences.
Damn.
Yeah, which is crazy. But are you surprised as a Sabahan?
I'm surprised it's that low. Truly, because if you go to pedalaman area, SPR doesn't really.
Wild West, bro.
It's Wild West.
yeah.
And then I'm not saying that SPR doesn't like keep an eye on it. It's hard for them too.
How could they?
Yeah.
Yeah, how could they? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So I'm
That's
actually that's a low number.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually a fair point. Like, you know, you're not supposed to distribute, like you can distribute like barang asasi, like the minyak masak, the rice and all that, but you're not supposed to distribute cash. But in these packets, I know of this in Kelantan for sure. It's like in the packets that they have all the beras and all that, sometimes in the beras you dig around in there and there's an ampau packet.
No, I mean this has been going on for years. During Najib's time.
Yeah.
Like, I remember.
Oh no, way before Tun.
Long before
Tun.
that.
Yeah.
And I wonder, how is that not bribery? How is that not like, you're just
You know why? Because of a very important principle of democracy, and which is that every single vote counts the same, and every single vote is secret. That's why it cannot be considered bribery, because you don't know the person's vote. If you could know the person's vote, then you could prove bribery.
But then
if you give me money to vote for you, but I vote for Izadin,
Yeah.
that's not bribery. That's just you being a dumbass and giving me money when you know I'm not going to vote for you.
Yeah, but maybe not everyone is going to share that sentiment.
Correct.
So some people, they see, I'm
but
getting...
it's not proven. You cannot prove it either way.
Yeah, but
because of the fact that the vote is secret.
Yes, but there's an inclination for the voter to vote for the guy that, paid them.
Correct.
So how, to me, even though like you're right, the votes are sacred. We don't know what people are going to vote for. But the fact that these people give out money just for in the hopes that these people would vote for us. That's like,
I think it was worse before. It was, especially like during Tone's time, it was worse because Tone and BN were the ones with the huge war chest, and the opposition didn't have the kind of money that they could just willy-nilly go giving it to people, So they had to spend their money on operations, whereas the BN war chest was just ridiculous, where they could just essentially give people free money, and that was more glaring because you could see the difference between the two, between the two parties doing it. But nowadays, I think everyone's doing it.
Everyone's doing it. And I have to add, if you look at it from the other side, the people are expecting it.
Yep.
That also services the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, people expect that. Like, hey, if you want my vote, you pay.
Now that everyone is sort of expecting it, the next time there's an election and the party doesn't give them money, they'll be like,
I ain't voting for you.
I'm not going to vote for you. So now it's become like a cycle.
Yeah,
which is only
that is the concept of, for example, in the US where, say, Trump wants some Congress to pass a vote, right? And then there are like two Republicans who need to vote yes, but they vote no. What Trump does is Trump goes to them and be like, yo, your next election, I'm going to primary you. I'm going to put someone else with my money backing into him, and you during your election you have to go up against him with more money. I'm not giving you any more money. So suddenly the incumbent doesn't have any more money to defend his seat, and then the new guy just comes in willy-nilly.
Right.
That's it. So it's the same. It's the same.
Like if we are to compare like how politics is practiced in Malaysia as compared to maybe the US of A, ours is very primitive. Still very, very primitive. Like there it's crazy. Like I think
it's equally as primitive. It's just that over there they have more instruments to cover up.
Right.
But the core principle is the same. Dude, it's money in exchange for votes.
Exactly. And I think sebenarnya that's the biggest problem. The foundation is already that. When the foundation is already something that is, I want to say, incorrect, or let's, if I want to be more acceptable, morally ambiguous. If the foundation is unconventional, right? That's the foundation, and then you build on that foundation, and then you try to stop it. Like years and years in the future, you realize this is not right. You try to stop it, you can't. It's a machine.
Right.
The machine is still gonna keep on going, and if you don't do it, the other guys is gonna do it. Someone else will, right? And then you look at it from the voter's perspective. Sometimes they expect it because they have to, right? It could be like soal income. It could be like like a side thing. You don't know. We really can't say for sure. But what we can say is that is the problem. Sebenarnya,
there is a way to get rid of that. Get rid of the problem that Izzuddin is highlighting, but it's not going. Nobody's ever going to do this, whether it be here, the US, or any other democratic country.
What do you think is the solution?
End campaigning.
No
campaigning allowed. There's no campaigning period. No campaigning period at all. No 2 weeks to campaign. No nothing. Whatever. If you want, but there are inherent problems with that. But at least on the surface level, it becomes a question of body of work.
Yes.
So if your body of work is good, they're going to vote you in some more, because you cannot open your mouth and campaign and speak for yourself, whether it be true or not. So people have to see what you actually did.
They want to see results.
Correct. However, the main problem with an approach of no campaigning at all is that the person who is the challenger has very little avenue to put his case on.
They lose that platform. But I think, I don't know if the UK still does this. I think, is it every Monday or every Wednesday? The PM
Question time?
Question time.
Yeah.
Is it Monday?
Is that a Monday or Wednesday, something like that?
Kan?
Yeah.
I think
But every week is still done.
it's
Correct.
still done,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I think it could be an expansion of that. So
Okay.
if you throw out campaigning,
So within the day one.
within the day one,
Okay,
day
okay,
one,
okay.
or a
Right.
separate thing, like because the day one itself, I think the day one has become a place of just in court in court of law it's called leading questions.
Right.
They just say, but then they don't really mean it, and
Yeah.
then we all know this. Like they talk, and then like outside they're friends.
Yeah,
Kan?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not really the idea of it is to hold each other accountable of each
Yeah.
other's work, right? And then what I like about question time is that it holds the PM accountable.
Correct.
Because the PM is being questioned by people who are actually asking
Yep.
the questions that should be asked. And so if you were to abolish campaigning and then you kind of bring in that question time, but in a sense that you give a platform to the opposition as well to bring up
Correct.
their issues and their qualms with
Yep.
whatever with your body of work, then it becomes a question of body of
Yep.
work.
Yes.
And then as the voters pula, the responsibility. So if we talk about responsibilities, responsibility of the politician, the incumbent is do your work.
Right.
The responsibility of the opposition is to hold that person accountable.
Right.
Our responsibility as voters is to be informed.
Right.
Kan? Like macam I know a lot of people who still blame the government kalau banjir,
Yep.
whereby banjir is an act of God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, you can blame irrigation systems whatsoever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then at the very core of it, it's a refusal to inform oneself. And just when campaigning starts, you're like, okay, information is coming
Right.
at a high speed. I'm just gonna run through all the information and see. Like, if you were to survey out of, let's say, 100 Sabahans, how many actually read the manifestos? Right?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a really
so
good point.
It's the voters' responsibility as well to educate yourself. And I'm not saying like education as in pergi sekolah or anything.
Yeah.
No, it's information.
Yeah, yeah.
Information because it pertains
Paying attention.
you.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Like some people, I know a few people who didn't vote because they're like, sama juga. Right. But within the 5 years, paling kuat complain.
Yep.
But you wouldn't exercise your constitutional right,
right.
Yeah.
to make a change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a round table of responsibilities sebenarnya. So everyone holds each other accountable.
Yes.
And then it becomes soal body of work.
Body of work.
And then maybe, just maybe, I don't know, you can see a slight change.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
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 Better or
Agreed.
worse, we don't know.
Agreed.
All right. So I have two questions for both of you. What do you think? Because you mentioned because earlier I mentioned that DAP lost all their seats. And, basically, what do you think motivated the voters in Sabah to reject peninsula-based parties? And what does this mean for the opposition representation in the Sabah state legislature?
Now, for DAP's case, I must point out that because I followed the when they were polling, I was on, but then they kept on giving information that didn't pertain to the elections. But
What would they talk about? Like,
oh my god, dude, they'll be like, okay, kita orang dapat report, it's still the same amount. Like, then shut up. But the main thing with your argument with the AP punya results is that you have to look into the voter turnouts. Okay, so
Okay.
the seats that were contested, and then I don't know if it's all of them, but I know the usual seats that the AP would contest is Api-Api, Luyang, predominantly Chinese areas.
Okay.
Right?
Understandable.
The voter turnouts for these areas,
Low.
very low.
Oh, okay.
On average, 50% or lower.
okay.
Yeah, I think
That's very low.
Api-Api was like 51 or 52% or something. And then
That's
I think
very, very
Ilopura in Sandakan, which is a predominantly Chinese
area.
populated area, and predominantly where the AP usually menang besar, 49% voter turnouts.
Oh.
So if you look at it there,
If there's not a loss of confidence, I don't know what is though.
right, is it a loss of confidence or is it like lesser of two evils? But I'm pretty sure it's a show of loss of confidence.
Yeah.
Tak sampai
If not, I'm
setengah.
not even going to the damn school to vote for you, dude. There's not even worth my time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Tak
yeah.
sampai setengah of the constituency came out
Yeah.
to cast their votes. That has to say something.
Yeah.
Right. But then But that's the thing. I can't say for sure, right? Because I don't live in the constituency. I don't know how it goes. Like I don't know I don't know like macam kena jaga ke tak ke apa. We don't know. But then basing it on the data, the information, a lot of work needs to be done, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it seems that way. Oh, that's a damn shame.
All right. Unfortunately, we only have time for one more question. So basically, I want to talk about the positives because we've been talking a lot about the what can be improved. But for the national government at the federal level in Sabah, what are the implications of the results? I mean, like socially, politically, and what are some of the positives that you think can happen?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Like for the implication of the results in terms of politically, socially, what are some of the positives that you think has happened?
I think number one is that the lesson learned from the elections is that you can't fully tolak parti dari Semenanjung Malaysia because like ties with the federal government is very important to be maintained, right? Because there's a lot of benefits that you can get from there. And then you have to think of it from a perspective of, as a leader, trying to fend for the people, right? Whatever negativities that come with that, we don't talk about that. Let's just talk about it on a basic level. And I think the positives that can be taken is that one should realize or understand that parti dari Semenanjung is not all bad sebenarnya. Like truly, like they don't come in and try to break the roads or stop the water from coming into your house. But it feels that way during the campaign times. Like when they're talking, it feels that way. It just feels like they say, "Oh, Semenanjung people come in and like pecahkan jalan." Like that's not what we do. Yeah, but the idea is you have to understand, in order to make it work, it's an ecosystem.
Yep.
And then I mean, we preach being like a multiracial, harmoniously country kan, like macam, and we can't maintain ties with the neighbors. I mean, you know what I mean? And then so I think the positives that can be taken, I don't think it is being taken, but a positive that can be taken is that a total rejection of political influence from the Semenanjung side is not all good as well, because I mean, honestly, Sabah could use all of the help we can get. And help from the inside is not enough. It's not ample, if anything.
Right.
And then, that's, for me, that's one positive that I can think. It doesn't really sound like a positive, but I like to think that it is. Yeah.
Political diversity. At the very least, if you can't look at anything else, there's political diversity now in Sabah, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing. Political diversity is always a good thing. At the very least, everyone has competition.
Betul.
All right. And on that note, I think that's all the time we have for today's show.
You know what? I think we should have an 8-hour podcast for the next general election.
Yes.
Like we come in here, rock up here at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Maybe. Mel? Nat, what do you think?
Yeah.
We have like a TV here,
Yep,
and then like
connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we show like the updates of the votes.
And then we
everything.
just keep smashing it out. And then we can have like 1 hour we have Izaldin, next hour we have Nikki, and then next hour we have Irfan, and then next hour until all the results are out.
Yeah.
Do you think Audio Plus will be okay with that? Us using the studio overnight?
Give a run for its money.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
People would be way more into watching us talk about the election.
Don't play on your phone. Look at
Come on, man. Don't ignore us, man. Come on. Give it to us. Give it to the fans. The fans want it. They want it. Come on. Come on, Mel. Come on.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Yeah.
we can.
No, we have to seriously talk to Adam.
Yeah.
That would be a really good thing. Our election coverage day.
Yes. So that's all the time we have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for Izaldin, for coming to the show today.
Thanks
Like
so
a
much for
Navy
having me.
SEAL dropping in.
Thank you so much for having
Getting job
me.
done.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. So I got a sauna to get to. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments on the topic that
Oh
we
yeah, I
talked
have
about today.
a bit of a tip for sauna operators.
Okay.
Red towels.
Oh yes, yes.
No longer white
Can
towels,
cover up.
please.
Or brown ones.
Or brown.
brown.
Or brown ones.
All right, that's all the time we have. We'll see you guys at the next show. Bye bye.
Peace.
Let's go.